She'll live.
Thank God.
You're a pair of lucky parents. I can tell you now. I thought she wouldn't.
Nonsense. The child's a Keller. She has the constitution of a goat. She'll outlive us all.
Yes, especially if some of you Kellers don't get a night's sleep. I mean you, Mrs. Keller.
You hear, Katie?
I hear.
I've brought up two of them, but this is my wife's first. She isn't battle-scarred yet.
Doctor, don't be merely considerate. Will my girl be all right?
Oh, by morning she'll be knocking down Captain Keller's fences again.
But isn't there anything we should do?
Put up stronger fencing?
Just let her get well. She knows how to do it better than we do. Main thing is, the fever's gone. These things come and go in infants. Never know why. Call it acute congestion of the stomach and brain.
I'll see you to your buggy, doctor.
I've never seen a baby with more vitality. That's the truth.
Hush. Don't you cry now. You've been trouble enough. Call it acute congestion indeed. I don't see what's so cute about a congestion just because it's yours. We'll have your father run an editorial in this paper. The wonders of modern medicine. They don't know what they're curing, even when they cure it. Men and their battle scars. No, we women will have to. Helen? Helen! Captain! Captain, will you come? Captain!
Hey! Hey, what's wrong?
Captain! Look!
What, Katie? She's
She
well.
can't see! Look at her eyes! She can't see!
Helen?
Or here, when I screamed, she didn't blink, not an eyelash!
Helen! Helen!
She can't hear you!
Helen!
First, I'm gonna cut off this doctor's leg. 1, 2. Now,
Why are you cutting off that doctor's legs?
I'm gonna give him an operation. Now I'm gonna cut off his arms. What? You said it.
Cut off his stomach. That's a good operation.
No, I'm gonna cut off his head first. He's got a bad cold.
Ain't gonna be much of that doctor left. Time you finish up with all of them, offer.
What did you do, by her hand?
That's how I do. Does she keep poking her fingers in my mouth? I just bite them all.
Well, what's she trying to do now?
She trying to talk. She gonna get that. Look at her trying to talk.
You stop that now. You listen.
Helen! Helen! You have scissors.
She only dug Martha's eyes out. Almost dug. It's always almost. No point in worrying till it happens, is there?
How does she stand it? Why haven't you gone to see that Baltimore man? It's not something you can let go on and on like the weather.
The weather here doesn't ask permission of me, and speak to my father.
Arthur, something ought to be done for that child.
A refreshing suggestion. What?
Why, this very famous oculist I wrote you about. Now, what was his name? Dr. Chisholm? Ah, yes, Dr. Chisholm. I've heard of many cases of blindness thought couldn't be cured. He's cured. He just does wonders. Why don't you write to him?
I've stopped believing in wonders.
I think your captain will write to him soon. Won't you, Captain?
No.
Good money after bad, or bad money after good, Or bad money after bad.
Well, if it's just the problem of money, Arthur, you're Marshall. You've got this making money. Money is
Not money! The child's been to specialists all over Alabama and Tennessee. If I thought it'd do good, I'd have her to every fool doctor in the country.
I think the captain will write to him soon.
Katie, how many times can you let them break your heart?
Any number of times. Oh, what, child? As long as there's the least chance that she could see or hear.
There isn't. Now I must finish here.
I think with your permission, Captain, I'd like to write.
I said no, Katie.
But writing does no harm, Arthur. Just a little bitty letter to see if you can help her.
He can't.
We won't know that to be a fact, Captain, until after you write.
Katie, he can't!
Father stands up. That makes it a fact.
You be quiet! I'm badgered enough here by females without your impudence. Katie! I might as well try to work at a head yard as in this house!
You really ought to put her away, Father.
What?
Some asylum. It's the kindest thing.
She's your sister, James, not a nobody.
Half sister and half mentally defective. She can't even keep herself clean. It's not pleasant to see her about all the time.
Do you dare complain about what you can see?
This discussion is at an end. I'll thank you not to broach it again, Evan. I've done as much as I can bear. I can't give my whole life to it. The house is at 6s and 7s, from morning till night, over the child. It's time some attention be paid to Mildred here instead.
We'll wake her up, Captain.
I want some peace in the house. I don't care how, but one way we won't have it is by rushing up and down the country every time someone hears of a new quack. I'm as sensible to this affliction as anyone else. It hurts me to look at the girl.
It is not our affliction I mean you to write about, Captain. Helen! My button! Eyes. She wants her doll to have eyes. Oh my goodness me! I'm not decent! She doesn't know any better right now. I'll pull them back on.
She'll never learn if you let her do anything she
Be
wants.
quiet!
What did I say now?
You talk too much.
I was agreeing with you.
Whatever it was, deprived child, the least she can have the little things she wants.
Oh, look, Kate, it's more than a couple of buttons. This child has more sense than any of these men colors. If there's ever a way to reach that plane of hers.
Helen!
Helen! Helen, you're not to do such things. How can I make you understand?
Katie!
How can I get it into your head, my darling, my poor dear?
Katie, some way of teaching her an iota of discipline. Has
How
to be.
can you discipline an afflicted child? Is it her fault?
I didn't say it was her fault.
Then whose? I don't know what to do. How can I teach her? Beat her until she's black and blue?
It's not safe to let her run around loose. There must be some way of confining her. Somehow, so she
Here,
can.
in a cage, she's a growing child. She has to use her limbs.
Answer me one thing. Is it fair to Mildred here?
Are you willing to put her away? Oh,
What now?
she wants to talk, be like you and me. Every day she slips further and further away, and I don't know how to call her back.
Oh, I've mind to write that man myself. If he can't help her, maybe he'll know who can.
I'll write the man, Katie.
Who could do nothing for the girl, of course. It was Dr. Bell who thought she might somehow be taught. I have written the family, only that a suitable governess, Miss Annie Sullivan, has been found here in Boston and will come. It will no doubt be difficult for you there, Annie, but it has been difficult for you at our school too. Gratifying, yes, when you came to us and could not spell your name. To accomplish so much here in a few years, but always an Irish battle for independence. This is my last time to counsel you, Annie, and you do lack some, and by some I mean all taxing your talent to bend to others. And what has saved you on more than one occasion here at Perkins is that there was nowhere to expel you to. Your eyes hurt?
My ears, Mr. Anagnos.
Nowhere but back to Tewksbury, where children learn to be saucy. Annie, I know how dreadful it was being there, but that battle is dead and done. Why not let it stay buried?
I think God wants only a resurrection.
What?
Well, he keeps digging up that battle.
That is not a proper thing to say, Annie. It is what I mean.
Yes. But I know what I'm like. What's this child like?
Like?
Well, bright or dull to start off.
No one knows. And if she is dull, you have no patience with this?
Oh, in grown-ups you have to, Mr. Anagnos. But in children, it seems a little precocious. Can I use that word?
Only if you can spell it.
Premature. So, I hope at least she's a bright one.
Deaf, blind, mute, who knows? She is like a little safe, locked, that no one can open. Perhaps there is a treasure inside.
And maybe it's empty, too.
Possible. I should warn you though, she is much given to tantrums.
That means something's inside. Well, so am I, if I believe all I hear. Maybe you should warn them.
Annie, I wrote them no word of her history. You will find yourself among strangers now, who know nothing of it.
Well, then we'll keep them in a state of blessed ignorance.
Perhaps you should tell it,
Why? I have enough trouble with people who don't know.
so they will understand when you have trouble.
Mr. Anagnos, the only time I have trouble is when I'm right. Is it my fault that happens so often? Don't worry. I will be so ladylike. They won't even know that I'm there.
Annie, be humble. It is not as if you have so many offers to pick and choose. You will need their affection working with this child.
I hope I won't need their pity.
Oh, we can all use some pity. So, you are no longer a pupil. We can throw you into the world a teacher, if the child can be taught. No one expects you to work miracles, even for $25 a month. Now, in this envelope, a loan for the railroad, which you'll repay me once you have a bank account. But, in this box, a gift without a loan. I think other friends are ready to say goodbye.
Mr. Anagnos? Dear Mr. Anagnos. Well, what should I say? I'm an ignorant, opinionated girl, and everything I am I owe to you.
That is only half true.
Which hat? I crawled in here like a drowned rat. I thought I died when Jimmy died, and then I'd never again come alive. Well, you say, with love. So easy, but I haven't loved a soul since, and I never will, I suppose. But this prince gave me more than my eyes back, or taught me how to spell, which I'll never learn anyways. But with all the fights and the trouble I've been here, this place taught me what help is and how to live again. And I don't want to say goodbye. Don't open the door, I'm crying.
They will not see.
Annie? 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 Annie?
I'm here, I'm here. Here's a present. We bought you a going away present, Annie. You shouldn't have.
We did. Where's the present? Don't go, Annie. Where? Alice has it. Alice, where's Alice? Here I am. Where? Here.
All right, I have it, everyone. Should I open it? Open it! Everyone be quiet. She's opening it. Is it open? It's open.
It's for your eyes, Annie. run with the Senate Spears.
I'm putting them on right now.
Don't go, Annie. With the Senate Spears.
Do they fit all right? Oh, they fit just fine.
Did you put them on? Are they pretty, Annie?
Why, my eyes feel hundreds of percent better already. And so pretty. Why, do you know how I look at them? Splendiloquent, like a racehorse.
There's another present. Beatrice, we have a present for Helen too. Give it to her, Beatrice. Here, Annie. It's for Helen. And we took up a collection to buy it. And Laura dressed it.
It's beautiful.
So don't forget, you be sure to give it to Helen. From us, Annie.
I promise it will be the first thing that I give her. If I don't keep it for myself, that is. You know I can't be trusted with dolls.
Don't go, Annie. To her.
Sarah dear, I don't want to go.
Then where are you going?
Because I'm a big girl now, and big girls have to earn a living. And it's the only way I can. But if you don't smile for me first, what I'll just have to do is
What?
put you in my suitcase instead of this doll and take you to Helen in Alabama.
Come, children. We must get the trunk into the carriage and Annie onto her tray, or no one will go to Alabama.
Where are we going, Annie?
Jimmy?
Where are we going?
I said that I was taking care of you.
Forever and ever?
Annie Sullivan, age 9, virtually blind. James Sullivan, age 7. What's the matter with your legs, Sonny?
Forever and ever.
Can't he walk without that crutch? Girl goes to the women's ward, boy to the men's.
Annie! Annie! Don't let them take me! Annie!
Annie! Annie!
Coming.
Let Mr. Jimmy go by himself. You've been poking around that garden all day. You ought to rest your feet.
I can't wait to see her, Viney.
And maybe she ain't on that train either.
Well, maybe she is.
And maybe she ain't.
And maybe she is. Where's Helen?
She's upstairs smelling around. She knows something fun's going on.
Let her have her supper as soon as Mildred's in bed. And when Captain Keller comes, tell him that supper's going to be delayed tonight.
Again?
I don't think we need to say again. Simply delayed will do.
I mean, that's what he gonna say.
What again? We're expecting someone. Someone for my Helen. Oh dear, this was cleaned not an hour ago. Here. While I'm gone, I don't think one peppermint drop will spoil your supper.
Jimmy,
Sir?
you don't look dressed for anything useful, boy.
I'm not. It's for Miss Sullivan.
Needn't keep holding up that porch. We have wooden posts for that. I'd asked you to see if those strawberry plants were moved this evening.
I'm moving your Mrs. Keller instead to the station.
Mrs. Keller, must you always speak of her as though you've never met the woman?
Mother. I said mother.
Captain,
Evening, my dear.
we're off to meet the train, Captain. The supper will be a trifle delayed tonight.
What, again?
With your permission, Captain.
What you want, honey? Your mama? Guess one little tea cake ain't gonna ruin your appetite.
She's gone. She's gone. My son and I don't get along. You don't know I'm your father. No one likes me, and supper's delayed. Here, I brought you some stick candy. One little nibble of sweets won't do you any harm.
Now how am I gonna get her to eat her supper? You fill her up with that trash.
Tend to your work!
Miss Sullivan?
Here, at last. I've been on trains for so long, I thought they must be backing up every time it goes up.
I'm James Keller.
James, I had a brother, Jimmy. Are you Helen's?
I'm only half a brother. You're to be her governess?
Well, try.
You look like half a governess. Mrs. Keller, Miss Sullivan.
We've met every train for 2 days. Well, the man who sold me those tickets ought to be tied to the track.
You have a trunk, Miss Sullivan?
Yes. You didn't bring Helen. I was hoping you would. No, she's home. You live far from here, Mrs. Keller? Only a mile. Well, I suppose I can wait 1 more mile, but don't be surprised if I get out to push the horse.
Helen's excited to meet you too. There's been such a bustle around the house. She expects something. Heaven knows what. I expected a desiccated spinster. You're very young.
Oh, you should have seen me before I left Boston. I got much older on this trip.
I mean, to teach anyone as tall as Helen.
Well, I mean the truth. They can't put you in jail for trying.
Is it possible even to teach a deaf blind child half what the ordinary child learns? Has it ever been done?
Half?
A tenth?
No. Dr. Howe did wonders, but an ordinary child, no, never. But I was thinking, as I was reading his reports, he never really treated them like ordinary children. More like eggs. Eggs everyone was afraid to break.
May I ask how old you are?
Well, I'm not in my teens, you know. I'm 20.
All of 20.
Mrs. Keller, please do not give up hope just because I'm not on my last legs. I have 3 big advantages over Dr. Howe that money could not buy you. One is his work behind me. Why, I've read every single word he's written on the subject, and he wasn't exactly a man of few words. Another is to be young. Why, I have the energy to do anything. And the third is I've been blind.
Advantages.
Well, some have the luck of the Irish, and others do not.
Well, what will you try and teach her first?
First, last, and in between, language.
Language.
Language is to the mind more than light is to the eye. Dr. Howe said that.
Language. You can't get through to her to teach her to sit still. You are young, despite your years, to have such confidence. Do you? Inside?
No. To tell you the truth, I'm as shaky inside as a baby's rattle.
Well, don't be. We'll do all we can to help and make you feel at home. Don't think of us as strangers, Miss Annie.
Oh,
Strangers aren't so strange to me. I've known them all my life.
Welcome to Ivy Green, Miss Sullivan. I take it you are Miss Sullivan.
My husband, Miss Annie, Captain Keller. How do you do, Captain?
A pleasure to see you at last. I trust you had an agreeable journey.
Oh, trust me, I had several. Since when did this country get so big?
Where would you like the trunk, Father?
Where Miss Sullivan can get it, I imagine.
Yes, please. Where's Helen?
In the hall. Jimmy!
We put you in the upstairs corner bedroom, Miss Annie. If there's any breeze at all this summer, you'll feel it.
And the suitcase.
Oh, I'll take the suitcase, thank you.
Nonsense, Miss Sullivan, I have it.
Well, I would like it.
Miss Sullivan, I couldn't think of it. You see, in the South, we
Please, let me.
view women as the flowers of
I have something in it for Helen. Thank you. When do I see her? There. There's Helen.
Katie.
Well,
She's very rough, Katie.
well, I like her, Captain.
Certainly rear a peculiar kind of woman in the North. How old is she?
Well, she's not in her teens, you know.
She's only a child. And what's her family like shipping her off alone this fall?
I couldn't learn. She's very close-mouthed about some things.
And why does she wear those glasses? I like to see a person's eyes when I
Her
talk.
son, she was blind.
Blind.
She had 9 operations on her eyes, one just before she left.
Blind, good heavens! Do they expect one blind child to teach another? Has she experience at least? How long did she teach there?
She was a pupil.
Kate. Kate, this is her first position?
She was a valedictorian.
Here's a house full of grown-ups can't cope with the child. How's an inexperienced, half-blind Yankee schoolgirl to manage her?
Great improvement. Now we have 2 of them to look after.
You look after those strawberries!
Nothing I say is right.
Why say anything at all? Don't be long, Captain. Supper will be ready right away. All the trouble I went to, and that's how I look? Oh, not the drawers. No, oh. All right, Miss O'Sullivan. Let's begin with doll. D O L L.
You spell pretty well. Finding out if she's ticklish? She is. What is it? A game?
An alphabet
Alphabet?
for the deaf. Ah, how bright she is!
You think she knows what she's doing? She imitates everything. She's a monkey.
Yes, she's a bright little monkey.
She wants her doll back.
Not until she spells it.
Spell? She doesn't know the thing has a name.
Of course not! Who expects her to? All I want is for her fingers to learn the letters.
Won't mean anything.
Ah!
Doesn't like that alphabet much, Miss Sullivan. You invented it yourself?
Spanish monks under a vow of silence, which I wish you'd take! Cake from Washington up north is the best I can do. C A K E. Good. Get that out fast before I take it back too. Never do what my fingers do, never mind what it means. Now. D O L L. Think it over. Yes. Imitate now, understand later. End of the first lesson. Oh! You little wretches! No one taught you any manners! Helen? Helen!
Buffalo girl, won't you come out tonight? Come out tonight. Come out tonight.
Don't worry. You're not lost. Only out of place. They'll find you. Oh. And you're toothless. Oh, it hurts.
It hurts! Annie, it hurts! Keep that brat shut up, can't you, girlie? How's a body to get any sleep in this ward? It hurts! It hurts! Shut up, you! Annie, when are we going home? You promised!
Jimmy.
Forever and ever! You said forever! Annie, you there? Annie, it hurts! It's falling! Annie!
Little girl, I must tell you, your brother will be going on.
Supper's ready. Jimmy, will you call your father?
Certainly. Father, supper!
No need to this shout, I've been cooling my heels for an hour. Sit down.
Certainly.
Bonnie?
Yes, Captain, right here. Mildred went directly to sleep, Bunny.
Oh yes, that baby, Amy.
And Helen had a good supper too.
I don't know, Miss Kate. Somehow she didn't have much of an appetite tonight.
Well, now, I couldn't say the same for myself. Kate, your plate?
But where's Miss Annie?
In her room.
In her room. Well, doesn't she know hot food must be eaten hot? Go bring her down at once, Jim.
Certainly. I'll get a ladder.
What?
I'll need a ladder. Shouldn't take me long.
What shouldn't take you long?
Jim, do as I say. Go upstairs at once and tell Miss Sullivan the food is getting cold.
She's locked in her room.
Locked in her room!
What on earth are you talking about?
Helen locked her in and made off with the key.
And you sit there and say nothing?
Well, everyone's been telling me not to say anything.
Bonnie, look out back. See if Helen has the key.
Yes, Miss Kate.
She's out by the pump. Miss Sullivan, are you in there?
Oh, I'm in here all right.
Is there no key on your side?
Captain, if there was a key on my side, I wouldn't be in here. The only thing on my side is me. Helen took the key.
Miss Sullivan, not in the house 10 minutes. I don't see how you managed it. Bonnie!
Yes, Helen.
Put that meat back in the oven.
She has no key.
Nonsense. She must have the key. Have you checked her pockets?
Yes, she doesn't have it.
Kate, she must have the key.
Well, would you prefer to search her yourself, Captain?
No, I would not prefer to search her. She nearly took off my kneecap this morning. Take that ladder back.
Certainly.
She could have hidden it
Where?
anywhere. Under a stone, in the flower beds, in the...
Well, I can't plow up the whole grounds to find a missing key now, can I? Jimmy, bring me a ladder.
Certainly.
What is Mildred doing up?
Can't woke her all that hungry.
Miss Sullivan,
Yes, Captain?
come out.
I don't see how I can. There isn't room.
I intend to help you. Simply climb onto the ladder and hold tight.
That is very chivalrous of you, Captain, but I would really
Miss
prefer...
Sullivan, follow instructions. I will not also have you tumbling out of our windows.
Captain, I am perfectly capable
I
to
hope
climb
this is
down
not
the
a
ladder.
sample of what we may expect from you, in the way of simplifying the work of looking after Helen.
Captain Keller, please let me climb down the ladder.
I have doubted, Miss Sullivan, that you can do that. Now simply climb onto the ladder and hold tight. Hold on to my neck. My neck, Miss Sullivan!
Captain, I'm sorry to inconvenience you in this way.
No inconvenience. Just have the door taken down and the lock replaced if we fail to find that missing key!
I promise I'll never report it.
Thank you. Do not look in any rooms that can be locked. There.
Thank you very much.
Go, get out of here! What are you looking at? There's nothing here to look at. Now, may we please have supper like other people?
Bonnie, you serve supper. I'll put Helen to sleep.
Might as well leave the
You devil. You think I am so easily gotten rid of? Well, you have a thing
two to learn first. I have nothing else to do. And nowhere to go. And nobody here has attempted to control her. The greatest problem I have is learning to discipline her without breaking her spirit. But I shall insist on reasonable obedience from the start. I will not have her doing whatever she wants and getting, oh no! Oh. Ink, I-N-K. Ink. Yes. Down. Under. Up. Good, and be careful of the needle. Now, you stay out of the ink, and perhaps I can stay out of the soup. These blots are her handiwork. No. Okay, let's try temperance. Bad girl. Good girl. Very good girl. No! What are you saying to her? Oh, I was just making conversation, saying that it was a sewing card. But does this mean that to her? No, it doesn't have any meaning yet. What she has to learn first is that things have names. Yet, you keep spelling to her. Why? I like to hear myself talk. Well, Captain says it's like spelling to the fence post. Does he now? Well, is it? No. It's like how I watch you talk to Mildred. Mildred? Any baby. Gibberish, grown-up gibberish, baby talk gibberish. Do we know one word of it to start? Somehow we begin to. And if other children can hear it, I'm letting Helen hear it. But other children are not impaired. Oh, there is nothing impaired in that head. It works like a mousetrap. But after a child hears how many words, Miss Annie? A million? Well, I suppose no mother's ever minded enough to count. What did she spell? I spelled card, and she spelled cake. No, It's only a finger game to her, Mrs. Keller. She won't know what it means till she knows that things have names.
But when will she learn?
Maybe after 1,000,001 words?
Oh, I should like to learn those letters, Miss Annie.
We'll start tomorrow morning. That makes only 500,000 each.
It's her bedtime now. I'm so sorry, Miss Annie.
Why did she get a reward for stabbing me?
Well, we catch our flies with honey, I'm afraid. We haven't the heart for much else, and Helen simply cannot be compelled in these times.
Well, I'm afraid I'm the same way myself. The more I think, the more I am convinced that obedience is the only way through which knowledge reaches the mind of the child. Breakfast ready!
No, but shouldn't we give the devil his due? The fact is, we lost the South 2 years earlier when he outthought us at Vicksburg.
Outthought is a peculiar name for a butcher.
Harness maker, wasn't he?
I said butcher. His only virtue as a soldier was numbers, and he led them to slaughter with no more regard than for so many sheep.
Even if in that sense he was a butcher, the fact
And
is...
drunken one half the war.
Agreed, Father. If his own people said it was so, I can't argue.
Well, what do you find to admire in such a man, Jimmy? The butchery or the drunkenness?
Neither, Father. Simply the fact that he beat us.
He did.
Is it your contention he won the war, sir?
He didn't beat us at Vicksburg. We lost Vicksburg because Pemberton gave Bragg 5,000 of his cavalry, and Loring, whom I knew personally for an nincompoop before you were born, marched away from Champions Hill with enough men to have held it. We lost Vicksburg because of stupidity verging on treason.
I would have said we lost Vicksburg because Grant was one thing no Yankee general was before him.
Drunk? I doubt it.
Obstinate.
Obstinate? Could any of them compare even in that with old Stonewall? If he'd been there, we would still have Vicksburg.
Well, the butcher simply wouldn't give up. He tried 4 ways of getting around, and on the 5th, he got around. Anyone else would have simply
He wouldn't have gotten around if we had a Southerner in command instead of a half-Yankee traitor like Pemberton. What's the matter there?
You see, Miss Annie, she's accustomed to helping herself to our plates, to anything that she wants.
Yes, but I'm not accustomed to it.
No, of course not. Viney!
Jimmy, give her something to quiet her.
But her table manners are the best she has. Well,
Miss Sullivan, let her this time. It's the only way we get any adult conversation. If my son's half merits that description, I'll get you another plate.
I have a plate, thank you.
Heidi, I'm afraid what Captain Keller says is only too true. She'll persist until she has her own way.
Viney, bring Miss Sullivan another plate.
I have a plate. There is nothing wrong with the plate. I intend to keep it.
you see why they took Vicksburg.
Miss Sullivan, one plate or another is hardly a matter to struggle with, a deprived child about.
Oh, I'd sooner have a more heroic issue myself.
No, I really must insist that you let her. Now look, she's hurt herself.
No, she hasn't.
Will you please let her hands go?
Please, Miss Annie, you don't know the child well enough yet.
I know an ordinary tantrum when I see one, and a badly spoiled child.
Here.
Miss Sullivan, you would have more understanding of your pupil if you had more pity in you.
Pity? For this tyrant? The whole house turns on her whims. Is there anything she wants that she doesn't get? Captain, the only thing that I pity is that the sun will rise and set for her all her life, and you're telling her it will. What good is your pity to her when you're under the strawberries, Captain?
Katie, for the love of heaven, will you please?
And Sam, please, I don't think it serves to lose our...
It does you good, and that's all. It's much easier to give her what she wants than teach her anything better, isn't it?
I fail to see where you have taught her anything yet, Miss Sullivan.
I'll begin this minute if
unless there is an apology and a complete change of manner, she goes back on the next train. Will you make that quite clear?
Where will you be, Captain, while I make
At the office.
Will you? I thought what she said was exceptionally intelligent. I've been saying it for years.
his face, Jimmy? child never gives me a minute's worry.
Now this one's the angel thing. No question about that.
What happened?
She ate from her own plate. She ate with a spoon. And she folded her napkin.
She folded her napkin?
The dining room's a mess, but the napkin is folded. I'll be in my room, Mrs. Keller.
Don't be long, Miss Annie. Dinner be ready right away. Folded her napkin? My Helen folded her napkin.
This soul, this blind, deaf, mute woman, can nothing be done to disinter this human soul? The whole neighborhood would rush to save this woman if she were buried alive with hidden in a pit, and laden with zeal until she were dug out. Now, if there were one who had as much patience as zeal, he might awaken her to a consciousness of her immortal.
Annie! Annie! You there?
Jimmy,
Annie! What's that noise?
it's just a cot.
Where are they pushing it?
To the dead house.
Annie! Does it hurt to be dead? There is schools! There is schools outside! Schools! Where they teach blind ones to read and write. There is schools outside where they carry schools. You ain't going to school, are you, Annie?
When I grow up,
You ain't either, Annie. You're going to stay here and take care of me.
no, I'm going to school when I grow up.
You said we'll be together forever and ever and ever.
I'm going to school when I grow up!
Little girl, I must tell you, your brother will be going on a journey soon.
Annie! Goodbye, Annie.
Right, you learn now.
Don't let anyone know you came from here. Don't tell anyone. Yeah, don't tell anyone you came from here. Yeah, don't tell anyone. Don't tell anyone. Annie, it hurts to be dead forever.
Might awaken her to a consciousness of her immortal nature. The chance is small indeed. With a smaller chance, they would have dug desperately for her in the pit. It is the life of a soul unless inward that life.
Lady, I will not have it. Now, you did not see when this girl after supper tonight went to look for Helen in her room.
No.
The child practically climbed out of her window to escape from her. What kind of teacher is she? I thought I had seen her at her worst this morning, shouting at me, but I come home to find the entire house disorganized by her. Helen won't stay 1 second in the same room, won't come to the table with her, won't let herself be bathed or undressed or put to bed by her, or even by Viney now, and the end result is that you have more to do for the child than before we hired this girl's services. From the moment she stepped off the train, she's been nothing but a burden, incompetent, impertinent, ineffectual, immodest.
Her napkin, Captain.
What?
Not ineffectual. Helen did hold her napkin.
What in heaven's name is so extraordinary about folding a napkin?
Well, it's more than you did, Captain.
Hey, I did did not bring you all the way out to the garden house to be frivolous. Now, how does Miss Sullivan propose to teach a deaf-blind pupil who won't even let her touch her?
I don't know.
The fact is, she scuttled any chance she ever had of getting along with the child. Now, if you see any point or purpose of her staying on here longer, it's more than
What you need to do?
I want you to give her notice.
I can't.
Then if you won't, I must. I simply will not. Miss Sullivan?
Captain, Viney told me that I would find you two here in the garden house. I thought we should have a talk.
Yes, well, well, come in. Katie.
Captain.
Miss Sullivan, I wanted first to make my position clear to Mrs. Keller in private. I have decided I am not satisfied. In fact, I am deeply dissatisfied in the manner in which...
Excuse me, is this little house ever in use?
In the hunting season, yes. If you give me your attention, please, Miss Sullivan. I have tried to make allowances for you simply because you come from a part of the country where people are, well, women, I should say, come from for whom allowances must be made. I have decided, nevertheless, that is decided Miss Sullivan, I find it difficult to talk through those glasses.
Oh, of course.
Why do you wear them? The sun has been down for an hour.
Any kind of light hurts my eyes.
Put them on, Miss Sullivan. I have decided to give you another chance.
To do what?
To remain in our employ, but on two conditions. I am not accustomed to rudeness in servants or women, and that is the first. If you are to stay on here longer, there must be a radical change of manner.
Whose?
Yours, young lady! Isn't it obvious? And the second is that you persuade me there's the slightest hope of you teaching a child who runs from you now like the plague to anyone else you can find in this house.
There isn't.
What, Miss Sandy?
Not here. I cannot teach a child who runs away.
Then do I understand you propose?
Well, if we all are agreed that it's impossible, I think the next question is what?
I am not agreed. I think you may underestimate Helen.
I think everybody else here does.
She did fold her napkin. She learns. She learns. Did you know she began speaking when she was only 6 months old? She could say water. Well, not really. Wawa. Wawa. She knew what it meant. And only 6 months old. I never saw a child so bright or outgoing. It's still in her, isn't it? You should have seen her before this illness. Such a good-tempered child.
She's changed.
Please, Miss Annie, put up with it. And us.
Us!
When I lost Sam in the parable, I loved her all the more.
Mrs. Keller, I don't think Helen's greatest handicap is her deafness or her blindness. I think it's her love and pity.
Now what is that supposed to mean?
All of you here feel so sorry for her that you've kept her like a pet. Why, even a dog you housebreak. No wonder she won't let me come near her. It's useless for me to try to teach her language or anything else here. I might as well.
Before you came, we spoke of an environment and an asylum.
What kind of asylum?
For mental defectives.
I visited there. I can't tell you what I saw. People like animals, rats in the halls. Well, what else are we supposed to do if you give up?
Give up?
You said it was hopeless.
Here? Give up? Like, I only now have just seen what has to be done to begin. I want complete charge of her.
You already have that. It has resulted in
Day and night, I want her to be completely dependent on me.
For what?
Everything. The food she eats, the clothes she wears, fresh anyone who loves her. You have so many feelings that they're falling over each other like feet. You won't use your chances and you won't let me.
What if she runs from you? To us?
Yes, that's the point. I'll have to take her somewhere else.
What?
Until she learns to be completely dependent on and listen to me.
For how long?
As long as it takes. I've packed half my things already.
Miss Sullivan!
Captain Keller, it meets both your conditions. It's the only way that I can reach Helen, and I don't see how I can be rude to you if you're not around to interfere with me.
And what is your intention if I say no? Pack the other half for home and abandon your charge to
The asylum. I grew up in such an asylum. The state almshouse. Rats? Why, my brother Jimmy and I used to play with the rats because we didn't have toys. Perhaps you'd like to know what Helen will find there, not on visiting days. One ward was full of the old women, blind and crippled, most of them dying. But even if what they had was catching, there was nowhere else to put them. And that's where they put us. Down the hall were the younger ones, prostitutes mostly, with TB and epileptic fits, and some insane. Another ward was full of the youngest. They were there to have babies they didn't want. They started them at 13, 14. We played with the babies even though they had sores all over from diseases you're not supposed to talk about. The first year, there were 80 babies. 70 died. The room Jimmy and I played in was the dead house, here, where they put the bodies till they could dig the graves. No. It made me strong, but I don't think you need to send Helen there. She's strong enough.
Miss Anne,
Yes.
where would you take Helen?
Oh, Italy?
what?
I can't have everything. But how would this garden house do? Furnish it, take Helen here after a long ride so that she doesn't know where she is, and you can see her every day. If she doesn't know. Well, is that all? That's all.
Captain, with your permission.
Why must she depend on you for the food she eats?
I want control of it.
Why?
It's a way to reach her.
You intend to starve her into letting you touch her?
She won't starve, she'll learn. I'll spare and love and war, Captain. You never cut supplies.
This is hardly a war!
Well, it's not love. A siege is a siege.
Miss Sullivan, do you like the child?
Do you?
You could have a servant here.
I'll have enough work without having to look after a servant. But then what Percy could stay here and run errands.
We could let Percy sleep here, Captain. I think.
And we'll need some furniture all our own.
What about that one at bedstead in the barn, Captain? Do you?
I have not yet consented to Percy, or to the house, or to the proposal, or to Miss Sullivan staying on when Very well, I consent to everything. But for 2 weeks, you have 2 weeks in this place, and it will be a miracle if you get the child to tolerate you.
2 weeks? Miss Annie, can you accomplish anything in 2 weeks?
Anything or not. 2 weeks, then the child comes back to us. Make up your mind, Miss Sullivan, yes or no.
2 weeks. For only one miracle? I'll get her to tolerate me.
You can't think as little of love as you said. Or would you even say?
I didn't come here for love. I came for money.
What?
A. It's the first of many. 26.
easily, do you? How will you win her hands now, in this place?
Do I know? I lost my temper and here we are.
No touching, no teaching, of course you are bigger.
I'm not counting on force, I'm counting on her. That little imp is dying to know.
Know what?
Any and every crumb in God's creation. And I'll have to use that appetite too.
Maybe she'll teach you
Of course.
that she isn't. That there's such a thing as dullness of heart, acceptance, and letting go. Sooner or later, we all give up, don't we?
Maybe you all do. That's my idea of the original sin.
What is?
Giving up.
You won't open her. Why can't you let her be? Have some pity on her for being what she is.
If I ever had one thought like that, I'd be dead.
You will be. Why bother? Or will you teach me?
Does she know where she is? We rode her out in the country for 2 hours.
For all she knows, she could be in another town.
That's her sign for me.
I know. In 2 weeks.
Please be good to her, Miss Annie. These 2 weeks. Try to be very good to her.
I will.
Understand it. I had every intention of dismissing that girl, not setting her up like an empress.
Yes. What's her secret, sir?
Secret?
That enables her to get anything she wants out of you, when I can't.
She does not get anything she wants. He's afraid. What does he want from me?
My word, don't you know? Everything you forgot when you forgot my mother.
I'll tell you one thing that girl's secret is not. She doesn't fire one shot and disappear. Katie, don't mind me.
I'm proud of you.
For what?
For letting this girl have what she needs.
Well, then why can't my son be? He can't bear me. You'd think I'd treat him as hard as this girl does Helen.
Perhaps you do.
Well, but he has to learn some respect.
Do you like the child? How empty the house is tonight.
No pity on either of us. I will touch you! How do I... Percy! Percy, wake up! Percy, get out of bed and come in here, I need you! Percy! Alright, wake up, Percy, are you awake?
No, ma'am.
How would you like to play a nice game?
What?
With Helen. She's under the bed. Touch her hand.
Let me go! Let me go! She try and talk.
She gonna hit me!
Can't talk. Only she knew. Isn't it funny? She knows, but she doesn't know she knows. Let me show you a little game we do. She makes letters. This one is C. C. She's mad at me now though and she won't play. But she knows lots of letters. Here's another one. C. A. C. A. C. A. C. A. A. E. She spells cake. She gets cake. How would you like to learn one she doesn't know?
No, ma'am.
M. I. L. K. M is this. Just the three fingers. I is this. It's your little finger. No. Why should I talk to you? I'm teaching Percy a new word. L is this. You're jealous, aren't you? M. I. L. K. Yes. So I'm finally back to where I can touch you. Touch and go. No love lost. But here we go. You can go back to bed now. You've earned your sleep. Thank you. Now all I have to do is teach you one word. Everything. Little baby, don't say a word. Mama's gonna buy you a mockingbird. If that mockingbird won't sing, Mama's gonna buy you a diamond ring. If that diamond ring turns to brass, Mama's gonna buy you a looking glass. If that looking glass gets broke, Mama's gonna buy you a billy goat. If that billy goat won't pull, Mama's gonna buy you a cart and bowl. Water, Helen. This is water. W-A-T-E-R. It has a name. A. E-G-G. It has a name, Helen. Helen. The chick has to come out of its shell sometime. You come out too. There's only one way out for you. And it's language. To know that things have names and you can name anything. How? How do I tell you that this is a thing and that it means this? M-U-G. Mother. It has a name, Helen. It has a name.
You haven't eaten, Katie?
I haven't the appetite. I'm too restless. I can't sit to it.
You should eat, my dear. It will be a long day waiting.
But it's been a short 2 weeks. I never thought life could be so noiseless. Went much too quickly for me.
Card. C-A-R-D. Card. C-A.
Well, the house has been practically normal, hasn't it?
Jimmy.
I mean, Is it wrong to enjoy a quiet breakfast? And after 5 years,
It would,
you two even seem to enjoy each other.
it would be even more noiseless, Jimmy, without your tongue running every minute. Haven't you enough feeling to imagine what Katie has been undergoing ever since?
It's true. These 2 weeks have been normal, quiet, all you say, but not short, interminable.
Water. W-A-T-E-R. But it means this. W-A-T-E-R. This. W-A-T.
I only meant that Miss Sullivan is a boon. Of contention, though, it seems.
If and when you're a parent, Jimmy, you will understand what separation means. A mother loses a protector. You'll learn we don't just keep our children safe, they keep us safe. There are, of course, all kinds of separation. Katie has been living with one for 5 years, and another is disappointment in a child.
Dear Mr. Anagnos, every day I feel more and more inadequate.
Kate, I'm sorry. Open my mouth like that fairy tale. Frogs jump out.
No, it has been better, Jimmy. For everyone.
If only there was someone here who could help me. I need a teacher just as much as Helen.
Kate, what does he want from me?
That's not the question. Stand up to the world, Jimmy. That comes first.
Like the world is him.
Yes, and no one can do it for you.
Kate, at least could you be my friend?
I am.
My mind is undisciplined, full of skips and jumps and disinterested, disjoined. Where is discipline? What a dictionary. You have to know how to spell it before you can look up how to spell it. Disciple. Discipline. Discipline. Undisciplined.
What are you doing to your eyes?
It's worse on my vanity. I'm learning to spell. It's like a surprise party. The most unexpected characters turn up.
Well, you're not to overwork your eyes, Miss Sullivan.
Well, whenever I spell Helen, I better spell right.
How serene she is.
She learned to stitch yesterday, and now I can't get her to stop. Such a little baby. She'd sooner starve than eat with her fingers.
You've done so much these 2 weeks, Miss Annie. I could never have imagined.
No. Not enough. Obedience isn't enough. Well, we learned 2 new nouns today, heat and water. That brings us up to 18 nouns and 3 verbs.
But not.
No, not that they mean anything. It's still a finger game to her. Shall we play our finger game, Mrs. Keller?
But how will she learn?
It will come.
But how?
How does a bird learn to fly? We're born to use words like wings. It has to come.
But how?
All right. I don't know. I have done everything I could think of. Everything she's learned here. Knitting, stringing beads, keeping yourself clean, meals, setting up exercises every morning, every day. We climb trees, hunt eggs. Yesterday a chick was born in our hands. All of it I spell. Everything we do, we never stop spelling. I go to bed with writer's cramp from talking so much.
I worry about you, Miss Annie. You must rest.
Now, she spells in her sleep, in her bones. Those 5 fingers know, but there's something in her mind that's asleep. How do I nudge that awake?
That is the one question with no answer.
Except, keep at it. Like this.
One more time. Here.
Spell it.
Because I can't.
Spell it. If she ever learns, you'll have lots to tell each other. Start now.
Miss Sullivan? On my way to the office, I brought Helen the playmate.
Outside, please, Captain Keller.
Oh, come now, the 2 weeks are up today. Surely you don't
Not
object
until 6 o'clock. They are not up until 6 o'clock.
What difference can a fraction of 1 day make?
An agreement is an agreement. Now, you've been very good. I'm sure you can wait a few more hours.
Miss Sullivan, you are a tyrant.
Likewise, I'm sure. Now, stand over here and close the door if she comes.
I don't think you know how eager we are to have her back in our arms.
I do know, and it's my main worry.
It's like expecting a new child in the home. Well, she is so composed, so attractive. You've done wonders for her, Miss Sullivan.
Have I?
If there's anything you want, in repayment, tell us. It would be a privilege.
I've already told Mrs. Keller, and one more time.
Miss Annie.
Another week.
We miss the child. I miss her, I'm glad to say. That's another debt I owe you.
Then pay it to Helen. Give her another week.
Doesn't she miss us?
Well, of course she does. What an unexplainable wrench this exile must be to her. Can you say it's not?
No, but
Doesn't she need affection too, Miss Annie?
she never acts like she wants any. She never has any caressing or...
You're not her mother.
And what would another week accomplish? We are more than satisfied. You've done more than we ever thought possible. Taught her constructive
I can't promise you anything, but I
things
can.
to do, to behave like, even look like a human child. To be more manageable, contented, cleaner.
Cleaner.
Well, we say cleanliness is next to godliness.
Cleanliness is next to nothing. What she has to learn is that things have names, that words give her light to the world outside her and inside too. What is she without words? With words she can think, have ideas, be reached. There is not a thought or fact in the world that cannot be hers. You publish a newspaper, Captain. Do I have to tell you how important words are? And she has them
Miss
already.
Sullivan.
18 nouns and 3 verbs. They're in her fingers now. All I need to do is put one of them into her mind,
water?
Teaching a toy to spell. Why, the toy doesn't know what she means any more than she knows what you mean, Miss Sullivan. I think you ask too much of her and yourself. God may not have meant Helen to have the eyes you speak of.
I mean her too.
What is it to you? You make us see how we indulge her for our sake. Is the opposite true for you?
Half a week?
An agreement is an agreement.
Mrs. Keller!
I want her back.
I'll send Viney to help you pack.
Not until 6 o'clock. I have her until 6
6
o'clock.
o'clock. Come, Katie.
No, not water. Bear. Bear. Not water! This is water, Helen! I don't know how to tell you. Not a soul in the world knows how to tell you! Helen! Yes. What's it to me? Give them back their child, housebroken, and everyone's satisfied. But you and me, reach, Helen, reach! I wanted to teach you everything the world is full of, everything that's on it, that's ours for a week and then it's gone. But you can see 5,000 years back in a light of words, everything that we bring to the world and leave behind in words, Helen. Everything that we think, feel, know, and share in words. And I know that one word and I could put the world in your hands. And whatever it is to me, I won't take less. How do I tell you that this is a spoon and that it means this, S-P-O-O-N. Napkin. Dress. F-A-C-E. Face. Mother. M-O-T-H-E-R. Oh,
Let her come.
But that battle is dead and done with. Why not let it stay buried?
I think God has only a resurrection.
What?
And I owe God one!
Forever and ever. Forever and ever. And forever and ever and ever.
Miss Sullivan, I've been waiting to give you this.
What?
It's your first month's salary. With many more to come, I trust. It doesn't express what we feel. It doesn't pay our debt for what you've done.
What have I done?
Taken a wild thing and given us back a child.
I taught her one thing. No. Don't do this. Don't do that.
Well, it's more than any of us could.
I wanted to teach her language. I wanted to teach her, yes.
We'll have time.
I don't know how. I do know that to do nothing but obey is no gift. Obedience without understanding is a blindness too. Is that all I wished on her?
No.
Maybe. But I don't know what else to do. Except keep on, keep doing what I've been doing and hope that inside she's waiting like water underground. All I can do is keep on.
It's enough. For us.
You can help, Captain.
How?
Even teaching her no has not been without cost. Of great trouble and pain. Don't undo it.
Well, why should we wish to undo
The world is not an easy place for anyone, Captain. I don't want her to just obey, but to let her have her way in everything is a lie to her. And I can't. And I don't even love her. She's not my child. Well, you have to stand between that lie and her.
We'll try.
Because I will. And as long as I'm here, that's one promise that I will keep.
Agreed. We've learned something too, I hope. Will you come with me down to supper?
Yes. Why doesn't God pay his debts every month?
I beg your pardon.
Nothing. I used to wonder how I could earn a living.
Oh, you do?
I really do. Now the question is, can I survive it?
May I?
Oh, we're glad to have you back too. Rob.
Yes, I'll keep the keys. I think we've had enough of locked doors too.
Evening, General.
Jimmy, will you say grace?
And Jacob was left alone and wrestled with an angel until the breaking of the day. And the hollow of Jacob's thigh was out of joint as he wrestled with him. And the angel said, "Let me go, for the day breaketh." And Jacob said, "I will not let thee go, except thou bless me." Amen. Oh, you angel.
That's a very strange grace, James.
Will you start the muffins then?
It's from the good book, isn't it?
Well, of course it is. Didn't you know?
Yes, I knew.
Ham, Miss Annie?
Oh, yes, please.
Then why ask?
I only meant that it is from the good book, and therefore a fitting grace.
Well, I don't know about that.
Miss Anne. Oh, thank you.
Then a good book that I wouldn't like hearing right before eating.
Well, fitting in the sense that Jacob's thigh was out of joint, and so is this piggy.
I declare, James. Oh, of course. You know my opinion of your pickles.
This is the end of them, I'm afraid. I didn't put up with nearly enough last summer. But this year I intend...
Reverend stopped in the office today to complain that his heads have stopped laying. Poor fellow, he was out of joint. All he could
I've always suspected those hens.
Of what?
I think they're papists.
James, now you're just pulling my lower extremity. The first thing...
Miss Amy?
No.
It's a very special day.
It will be when I get into that.
Please, I've hardly had a chance to welcome her home.
Captain Keller!
Oh, Katie, you see, Miss Annie and I had a little chat, and she believes that if we indulge her...
But what's the child done?
She has learned not to throw things on the floor and kick. It took us the best part of 2
But
weeks.
it's only a napkin. It's not as if it were breathable.
And everything else she's learned is... Mrs. Keller, I don't think we should play tug of war with her. Either give her me or you keep her from kicking.
Well, what do you wish to do?
Let me take her from the table.
Oh my goodness, let her stay. She is only a child. If she does not want to wear a napkin on her first evening back, then she should not have to wear a
And
napkin.
ask outsiders not to interfere.
Outsiders? I'm the child's aunt.
Please, Miss Annie, will once be so bad. I made all of Helen's favorite foods tonight.
It's a homecoming party, Miss Annie.
She's testing you. You realize.
She's testing you.
Jimmy, be quiet. Now she's home.
And wants
Naturally-
to see what will happen. At your hands. Did I not say this was my main worry? Is this not what you promised me not 30 minutes ago?
Well, she's not kicking now.
And not learning not to! Mrs. Keller, teaching her is bound to be painful for everyone. But she will live up to just what you expect of her and no more.
She's testing you.
Jimmy, be
I
quiet.
have an opinion. I think I should
No one's interested in hearing your opinion.
I'm interested. Of course she's testing me. I will give her what she's learned and she'll keep on learning from me. Take her out of my hands and it all falls apart. Be bountiful. It's at her expense. Please pass me more of her favorite foods.
Take her, Miss Annie.
Thank you.
I'm afraid you're the difficulty, Miss Annie. Now keep her to what she's learned. You're quite right about that. But I don't see the need to send her away from the table. After all, she's the guest of honor. Bring her plate, please.
If she was a seeing child, none of you would tolerate
No, she's not. I think some compromise is called for. Bring her plate, please. There. It's not unnatural. Some of us take some aversion to our teachers. Occasionally, another hand can smooth things out a bit. Now, shall we start all over?
I think we've started all over.
Don't get up! Oh! Ah! Do not get up!
Where are you going?
I treat her like a single child because I ask her to see! I expect her to see! Don't undo what I do! Don't leave anything else out!
Where are you taking her?
To make her feel this picture in it!
Do you let her speak to you like that, Arthur? A creature who works for you?
No, I don't.
Let her go.
What?
I said, let her go. She's right. She's right. Kate's right. I'm right. And you're wrong. If you chase her out of here, it will be over my dead chair. Has it never occurred to you that on one occasion you might be consummately wrong?
Captain,
Please sit down, everyone. Please sit down, Jim.
All right. Come. No, she's not here. I said come. Watermelon. W-A-T-E-R. It has a name.
Love. Helen. Forever. And ever.